Exciting episode.
Yeah, last one of the year. Time to
Yeah,
finish on a
yeah,
high.
last one of the year. I think
Yeah.
I got some stuff in the pipe works that we may have to come back and do a special episode leading into the ACL Open number 6, which is the first weekend of January.
Yeah.
So I'll let you know if that happens. Then we'll come back and make sure it's all right. But we'll try to do a little bonus episode.
Yeah, well, if not, it'll be ending on high, I think, this one.
Yeah, for sure. All right, man. We got a lot to get to, a lot to talk to, man.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and bring on my I guess he's our club president now, to be honest. And then our ACL director for the UK.
Simon, how's it going, Simon?
Good evening, lad. Good evening.
Evening.
How are you?
Too bad yourself?
Keeping well. Busy as always. Trying to sort the world out.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing a heck of a job sorting our club out, so.
I'm definitely trying. How's it going for you?
Yeah, good, bud. Ready for some practice tomorrow night.
Oh, yes. Last one before Christmas. Well, for me anyway. Last one before Christmas. Got your cozies. Bet you're giving them out.
I got to start making more of them. Then we'll start getting them out.
Definitely.
All right, man. We got some announcements. What's up, dude? Let us have it.
We do indeed. So, drum roll. The 1st of February, the UK Cornhole League will be played at County Upper, which will be the same as last year.
Awesome.
And that will be on the Saturday, so the 1st of February. So be there, throw some bags, which will be good. It's a nice big venue. So hopefully everyone can get there nice and early. We can have a good day of it. And hopefully the baggers on the Friday should do some kind of event, but we're still working that out.
Yeah, it's my understanding we're still trying to get a good location for it, right?
Yeah, so venues are very few and far between at the moment, being sort of after Christmas and still in the term time. So all the major halls are booked and the schools are very much booked at the moment. So that was the last venue we could get. And luckily they came through at quite a good rate. So the UK guys are quite happy about that.
Good.
So we're good there. And the next announcement is for the American Cornhole League Europe side. That'll be back at Colford School on the 18th to the 20th of July.
Awesome.
So the first week of summer. So,
good to hear. Good to know.
So, yeah, we're back there. And hopefully we can see more UK guys this year, which will mean we can then redo it next year and obviously carry on.
Yeah.
Obviously we want to grow.
Sorry?
Go on. We want to grow the sport, and obviously with the help of the Europe guys and the Cornhole League, hopefully we can do that and get it there.
It was my understanding that Tone's kind of expecting more UK people to show up in order to allow us to host again next year, correct?
That's correct, yeah. So I think this year just gone, I think we sort of looked at, I would probably say 75-25 split Europeans over the UK guys. I think ideally we're looking at least minimum a 50-50 split either way.
Yeah.
If not, at least a minimum of 40, I would say, just to show that our guys they do want to do it and they do want to see the sport grow.
Okay.
So yeah, that's sort of what we're looking at and what we're aiming for. Obviously, there's enough time there for people to book their hotels, transport, and all that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, Colford isn't available for lodging because it is it's the last week of summer holidays, and they obviously being a private school, they have foreign students that stay. So there are local Premier Inns, Airbnbs, and hotels available. If you book early enough, then it is cheap enough. So don't leave it too late to book.
Yeah.
Yeah, apart from that.
Myself and Alex were also speaking about how we could, and obviously as a club, I know we'll talk about it, but how we can try to help people with transportation purposes and stuff as well. As there's enough of us that drive that can probably swing by and pick a couple people up here and there, so we're not.
Yeah, so I did reach out to the local taxi firms. I'm waiting for a quote back from them, even like a sort of 8 to 10 meter minibus, just to do a two or three journeys from town centre to Colford. But they're trying to obviously get money out of us, to be fair.
Sure.
And see what goes from there. I did ask Colford about using their transportation, but unfortunately, there's no one insured that can use that. But yeah, hopefully most people will be driving. I know the guys that will come from Europe will obviously hire cars and whatnot because they'll be coming in from Stansted, I should imagine. So one of the two of them may have space in their cars, and obviously some of the guys coming from elsewhere. But hopefully there's enough spaces in empty cars to ferry everyone there for the weekend.
Cool. All right, man. Thanks for letting us know the new information.
No worries. But yeah,
here it is. Let's go.
Registration for ACL will open in January, February, I believe.
Okay.
For the UK Open, so people can get registered, get paying up. Obviously, sign up to your free account now, ready for registration when that opens. And obviously, we'll put a post out in the next few weeks to confirm the dates. But yeah, apart from that, we're all good.
All right, man. Here we go. You ready?
Background time.
Let's go.
Right. How did you get into cornhole?
Oh, that was probably back in 2019 when I went to Minnesota to watch a Vikings game at a tailgate. Played it there, came back, didn't really hear anything, and then saw a random Facebook post from what was a team leader, Matt, saying anybody want to play cornhole. Contacted him, and then probably about 6 months later, we obviously started Very Baggers and grew from there.
How long have you been playing? So I've answered it then, but
yeah, 2019, probably properly over the last year, I reckon, 12 months, 18 months.
And your cornhole goal?
Just to get better. I want to beat Josh one day.
It's a good feeling.
That's easy enough. I mean, even Graham beat me.
I wasn't even going to bring it up this week.
I'm at the bottom of the leaderboard holding everybody up. So, yeah.
Yeah, highlight so far.
Highlight?
Yeah.
Probably Paris for the ACL Europe last year. That was probably the biggest highlight of my sort of cornhole career, as they say. Just sort of seeing how fast it's grown from the guys over in Europe to obviously us. I didn't realise the scope of it until then, outside of obviously the States. So it's good to see that it's growing rapidly, I would say.
Your favourite shot?
Oh, has to be the front board sniper. No. If I can get my bags right, I think I've got quite a good roll bag. But I'll probably hit 1 in 10. But yeah, I've got no hopes of an airmail.
Well, 1 in 10 is more roll bags than I'm hitting. So.
You mentioned your bags. So what bags do you use?
Oh, that's a bone of contention because every week I'm getting a set of new bags. I'm between Coastal Cornhole Boardwalkers and Lucky Bag Pro Snipers.
Your favourite player?
Oh. I'll give you two here, purely because I've met both of them. They're both great guys. But Trey Birchfield and Brandon Brown. Oh, and I got to throw Tracy DeCosta in there as well.
Your dream cornhole partner?
Don't know.
You could pick any player to be your partner. Who would it be?
Do you have to be a player?
Just because he's doing quite well, I want to say Cash Champness. He's doing well at the moment, and it'd be fun playing with a kid that's younger than me and just watching how he plays.
Younger and better.
He always says that, so when he messes up, he knows the 9-year-old can't beat him up.
Your favourite thing about cornhole?
I think it's just the social aspect and the camaraderie between everyone. I think with COVID, I think the whole social side disappeared from sports. I think cornhole's sort of a good one to bring people to. You tell people you throw bags, and they're like, "What? What are you doing that for?" When you mention you're throwing bags with holding a beer, they're like, "Oh, actually, quite a fun sport." So it's I think it's a good way to lead the sport, really.
And last one, what would your walkout song be?
Eye of the Tiger. Definitely Eye of the Tiger.
That's fair.
Or maybe Teddy Swims Lose Control, because I tend to lose control quite a bit. Hitting the front of those boards, are just gone.
Yeah, but at least you ain't kicking chairs out of control.
Exactly. I'm not doing that yet, Graham. It's fine. We all have our days. We all have kicking chairs. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right, man. Thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
And we'll see you soon.
All right, bud. I'll see you tomorrow night.
Well, he'll
See you
see
on the
you
flip
sooner
side.
than I will.
He will. I'll see you in February.
Yeah, you will.
All right, bud.
Cheers, Simon. Bye.
See you, Simon. Thank you.
See you later. See you in a bit. Bye-bye.
That's guess one done.
Yeah. All right, let's get guest 2 on in here.
Here he is.
Can you hear us
Come
now?
on,
Can you
guys.
talk now?
Yeah, I think we're better now.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, man. Our next guest on, Denny Mallon, ACL Pro Elite.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
for you
How you
guys
guys
in
doing?
the UK, not many of y'all know Denny. Our European listeners will know Denny because Denny makes about 80 trips a year over to Europe just to play some cornhole. Literally, him and his buddy Mike, who's also a great guy, they will fly in, they will play, and then they will fly right back out. It is the craziest thing, but we all love it, man. We love having you guys come over. Now, I've been fortunate. I've got to play and meet you a few different tournaments. I think we've kind of became friends over this time. So I definitely wanted to get you on the show and get some perspective from the pro side and the US side of this and just how difficult it is when we all talk about, our 50, 60 person league here in the UK, and you're talking about just playing in a local tournament on a random night we'll have 50, 60 people. So we wanted to get some perspective, man.
It's fun doing both. I always appreciate you guys letting me come over to Europe and play. So hopefully I can give you some insight of what it's like, a little bit of differences. I like that hat, by the way, looking good.
Yep. So this is CTC, and this is Denny's company back in the States, and he was gracious enough to give me one of his hats when we were in where were we at? The Netherlands, wasn't it? I think it was the Netherlands.
Last year. Yeah, it was Netherlands and Croatia. I saw you, I believe, right?
Yeah. So
I don't think you made a trip to Sweden last year.
I didn't. I wanted to, but I did not. I chose Switzerland instead. So
it's okay. It happens. I got to make choices too.
Yep. Everybody's got to make a choice. Although I am going to try to go to Finland this year.
Yeah, I'm talking to the wife. It looks like we got UK, Finland, and probably Croatia on the travel list this summer.
Well, we look forward to trying to have you here in the UK for sure, bud.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, man. Got some questions for you. Got a few things to talk about.
All right, let's see what we got.
All right, man. How does one become an elite player? Because correct me if I'm wrong, but elite is essentially just the next level down for the pros, right?
Yeah, the way I explain it to non-cornhole people here in the U.S., it's kind of like baseball. We have AAA baseball, which is our pros, but they're not quite at the highest level.
Right.
So we can get called up to pro, league at any time. At least that's how it was in the past. Now, when we go to opens, elite and pro have their own brackets. We don't play what we now call the amateur players.
which are the other 800 players that show up to any given open on a weekend to play. So
Right.
it's the top tier day in and day out, and it's tough. It's difficult.
For sure. I can imagine. I watch the opens and I watch these guys that are just they get in a groove and they're just shooting lights out, man.
Yeah, to watch a 9-year-old kid run Jamie Graham at 45 rounds
Yeah.
and beat him, I don't know, 21-20, whatever it was, it's remarkable.
I mean, it is crazy to think that, for sure. So, with that being said, because you're at this AAA level, this elite level, um, eh, how difficult has your journey been trying to make that full pro status?
Tough, really tough. Everybody wants it. Every time you go to the tournament, you think you're going to be the best, and they think they're going to be the best, and everybody wants to play their best. So you're going to get everybody's best game every time.
Sure.
There's a lot of mental awareness and mental focus that goes into it, and sometimes in the larger tournaments, I tend to not always keep that mental uh, composure. So sometimes the fatigue gets to me, and I tend to not always have my best outings there. Richmond wasn't the most enjoyable performance wise, weekend last weekend, but it's what we got to do. That's part of what I signed up for. So
No, I did feel bad for you for that one because I know that one's in your own backyard, as you live in Virginia. So,
yeah, I don't feel bad. I had a great time, watching Killian and the rest of my home friends play and have some good success. I was, thrilled to be part of it and watch that and take that in. We did pretty good, decent with our uh, ACL Elite team, so that was fun too.
yeah,
But
and I
it's
do want to touch on that here in a bit as well. I got some questions about that as well.
sure.
Um, let's see. Let's get on to. We'll just ask. Okay, I mean, we'll get because when I started talking to you about coming on the show, you were going into your regional this weekend, your actual regional for your area, just for Virginia, and you were talking about how the field's pretty stacked, and obviously, it was. I meant to go back today and kind of look through that tournament bracket and see some more about it, and I did it, and I feel bad for it. But like for example, I know Devin Harbaugh was there, who
Yep.
most everybody knows who that is because he's one of the top pros week in and week out. So just how hard is your regional?
Yeah, Devin Harbaugh, top three pro player in the world right now, didn't win.
Yeah,
Actually got double dip for the win in doubles. I don't he didn't play for single. I think he had family engagement something. But I went back and looked. We had 16 either pro elite or former pro players there yesterday.
that's crazy.
So you're getting everyone's best game. For instance, played a 16-year-old kid in doubles, and I'm kind of a bag runner. I can run bags. I'm not really a roller. Actually, I'm not a roller at all. I can play the sticky game, but he's got a heck of a roll bag. So, all right, I'm gonna run bag. That's my best chance. Didn't
Sure.
work out. He threw an 11-2-7. He threw 40 bags in the hole and 4 on the board. I threw a 10-2-7 and just wasn't
That's
enough.
crazy. That's crazy to think of. Like, and is he a pro or is he trying to be a pro?
He chose to not take the junior pro status this year, so he is just not just. He's an advanced player. His name's Eli Porter. He's had screen time. He's been on ESPN. He
Sure.
made deep run at Worlds for juniors last year. I've seen him play and beat a lot of very good pros. I mean, the
Sure.
kid just chose not to go that route this year.
Okay. I mean, but that's crazy to think you're throwing.
Yeah, I averaged like a 9.67 on the day or something. That
Yeah.
was good enough for fifth place.
Yeah. That's mental, man.
I mean, and no offense, but I come to Europe and 9.67's pretty much putting me there.
Yeah,
uh,
no, and
in the
it
ship.
is for sure. I mean, we can talk about your EJs and your gunnies, and Roman now, and a few of these German guys that are going to throw in the nines. Now, they may not throw in the nines all day long. They're probably in the eights for the most part of the day, but they're going to come up against you, and they can easily throw a 9 or a 10 against you. But I think that's probably why you're at that level, and we're all just kind of trying to catch up, because where we're throwing 9s and 10s and I say where I'm not, but the guys over here, the European pros, they're they can throw a 10 when they need to, or they do it, but they're probably averaging maybe low 9s on a regular, where you're having to hit low 10s to even be in with a chance at your regional.
Oh yeah. Every time I go to Europe, I see the competition. They're getting better. The game's getting better. It's evolving. I'm starting to see roll bags and a lot more stickier game. And of course, you get it here. It is what it is. You gotta be able to hit no matter what to perform. And I was happy with my performance. It got me 5th place in both singles and doubles yesterday, which isn't quite good enough, but. Again, you're going to get everybody's best game day in and day out anymore.
So you answered one of my questions, because one of my questions was going to be how many pros were in the regional yesterday, and you said there were 16 either current pros or previous pros.
Yep.
So in place of that question, I am going to ask, do you think, because you run a business and you have family commitments and you have all these things, your daily job isn't just throwing bags. Do you think that's kind of affected you in climbing that pro ladder?
Yes. I mean, I'm fortunate. I have a indoor facility in my backyard. Not everybody has that option. If I had to go outside in weather and set up boards to throw, I would throw a lot less than I do.
Sure.
Because who wants to come home at the end of the day, let me drag the boards out and measure and it's windy out or whatever the case is. I can just walk out the door. The board's already set up. Turn the TV on, and start throwing. Until
Sure.
all I want. So that's a benefit. But yeah, absolutely. Having other responsibility, family priorities takes away from the game. This is not a full-time job by any means, and it never will be, especially when I travel, because I'll never recoup this travel cost no matter what.
Yeah. No, I can imagine. Well, and I asked that because we watch, we follow all these guys in the States. And I mean, on any given time, I'm watching Trey or Logan James, all them guys I'm breaking into my new bags in my indoor facility that's got room for 8 sets of boards. And I can't even find a venue in our town here in England that I could set up 8 sets of boards. It's crazy.
Tough. It is tough. Locally we play at a bowling alley. That when there's a slow day of the week. Here in my hometown, and a friend of mine, he runs a very small airport, so he has access to a hangar, and we can play. And Friday night we had our regional blind draw. We had 65 people there. Playing in there. It was a good event. So you have to get creative, looking for locations. My wife grew up riding horses, so my facility is supposed to be an indoor riding arena. I don't think the horse has actually been in there, but
Well,
so we just transitioned that into a cornhole arena. So
yeah, hey, that's fair. That's fair. All right. So then, talking about your travel costs and coming to Europe, what does it mean to you though to be that guy that the top dude coming over here in Europe, and I don't mean like top guy you're coming over just so you can beat up on people and win, but top guy as in you're very well respected through the European community. I haven't ever met anybody that was like, nope, don't want Denny coming back. You are the guy. But it's the same. So Sean Farrell, you guys come a lot,
Yep.
The main point throughout all of Europe is with you two, you come over, you're humble about it. You're not out there just beating up on people that you can beat up on because you can't do it in the States or whatever. And I know that's probably what a lot of people think in the States. They're thinking, oh, these guys are going to Europe just so they can win and da-da-da-da-da. And it's not that, because you guys have come over and you've imparted this knowledge and like been like that's one of my other talking points was you being a great ambassador and how you've helped, whether you know it or not, how have y'all helped grow that sport here in Europe, just coming over and being a presence.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's fun, and I do get it from both sides. If I was traveling all the way to Europe just for the win, then I wouldn't be an elite. I wouldn't have any business even trying to compete with the pros over here. I would stay in advanced or whatever and compete in the lower brackets as I could, and that's not the case.
Sure.
I don't. Yeah, we all want to win. That's kind of what competition's all about and competitiveness. But the fact is, I like traveling. I mean, my wife and my family like traveling. So it started off as a win-win. We travel to go see new stuff while I play, and I can be a people person. I like growing the game. I'm passionate about the game, so I always want to talk to people and help them out and get them excited about it. And if I can help them get better and stay in the game, then I'm making my mark. Sean and I love the travel. Hell, I see Sean Farrell in Europe and overseas more than I do in the U.S. Of course, he
Sure.
lives, New York versus Virginia, so we're not that close, but still, I've literally seen him more overseas than I have here. So
Yeah.
it's something we enjoy doing, and we're going to keep doing it. And we're fortunate that the company's doing well, and we can financially afford it.
Yeah.
But and I love seeing the growth, and it was funny. So Croatia was kind of my wake up moment. In previous trips, I always kind of felt like everybody was cheering for me, but I realized in the finals against Roman in Croatia back in August, I was quote unquote the villain. 98% of the fan base was actually pulling for Roman, the local guy,
Sure.
and they still appreciate me coming and stuff. But I was like, hold up, wait a minute, this is flip. I'm not the favorite anymore, which I'm okay with that. But um, I respected the game that it's growing that much, so now they are pulling for their fan base or their local guys now. So
Now,
that's fun.
me personally, because I was there, I was in Croatia with you. I think more of that stemmed just because I'm not saying what you said is accurate for sure, but I think it also comes down to you're kind of regarded as like one of us now. You and Sean, like y'all come over and we just kind of expect it now. I mean, as soon as start, I mean, I messaged you immediately as soon as stuff started, like events started getting announced in Europe. I started messaging you asking, "Hey, man, what are y'all's plans? When what tournament you?"
Absolutely.
And so I think it's not that it is the Europeans rooting for their own for sure. Like that's no doubt. I mean, that's just a regional type of deal. But
As
I
they
think
should.
it's too that they look at you as, hey man, you're just one of us now. You're coming to these tournaments. I'm gonna root for, like, if it was a new pro coming over from the States, it'd be different because they don't know that guy and they're like, ooh, I finally get to see this guy play. Let me root for him. We see you play all the time, Denny. So now it's like you're just one of us.
Yeah, no, I am, and I understand that when I do come over there, people enjoy it. I made what a 10-year-old Italian kid's weekend or life when he beat me in rounders, and
To
so
be fair, though, he did play really well.
he did. No, he did. I'm not taking anything away from the kid, and I'm glad that he was able to celebrate that success, and that's part of it. And I have no issue with it.
I mean, we all enjoyed laughing at you for the weekend as well.
I, I guess mentally, I don't think that I am deserving of that recognition, if you will. But hey, if it made his day, then let's go for it.
But it does, because whether you're a full pro or you're a pro elite, it it matters. Like it matters to people. One of the biggest matches we've had in all of Europe that everybody remembers and got behind was when Maria beat Trey Birchfield in Paris. And you know what? You're right. Trey didn't throw his best game, but she threw lights out. And
Yep.
she took a lot of flack for it. I mean, like a lot of flack.
I'm
There
not
were
even
some
sure why.
really hateful comments coming across online and stuff like that because people couldn't. And this is why I say it matters when you come over and this kid beats you and why it matters to him. because people couldn't get past that you as a pro or Trey as a pro didn't throw their best game. Like, so if someone beats you from Europe, it's got to be something else. Like, it can't be that that person just threw really well. It has to be, oh, this person had been drinking, or this person was just, he didn't even really care about the match, or he was just goofing about. And having been around you guys, and I've been around Trey 2 years in a row, and I've been with you a couple different tournaments. The one thing I know about everybody that plays this sport, and especially you guys coming over, you take every game serious. You're not just going out there going, you know what, I don't even care if I win. Like, you're always trying to win. That's a fact. I mean, me and you played first bracket match in Croatia. No, in the Netherlands. And you're like, hey, are you going to get mad if I just airmail you? And I'm like, dude, if you can airmail me and beat me, by all means, go for it. It ain't going to upset me.
Yeah, and you started getting close. I was like, oh, let me get back to real here.
Exactly. And that's the thing. So I think people get it. And I think that's where it stems, that people really, you get that buzz and you get that like adrenaline rush beating someone, or even just staying close with somebody of y'all's talent, because y'all are playing every weekend. You're playing the best of the best every weekend. So it matters. And I know you don't think you should be at that or demand that respect, but you definitely do, for sure.
I appreciate it. I mean, it's frustrating to me that anybody can be beat on any given day. So if anybody is getting slack for beating somebody, I don't understand that. It makes zero sense to me, and that's never should be the case. You should be celebrated for your wins and take something out of your losses is what you can do better to improve on. And
I agree. Let's see what else we got. All right, because I know these are kind of out of order, and I sent you a little bit of what we wanted to talk about, so I'm kind of trying to stay in some type of order. I guess my next thing I would like to talk about, and Graham, you're over there looking like a stoner, man. Just jump in anytime, bud.
I'm gonna do the deck around later. It's all right.
All right.
Hey,
So-
Graham, I got one thing for you though, baby. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Yeah.
There you go. What's your biggest
it's nice to have
challenge?
somebody else backing me with them. I seem to be the only person who supports them.
Yeah, I'm going to tune
Let's
both of y'all
agree.
out because I hate that.
I'm originally from Philly, so I'm a Philly everything fan. So let's go.
Well, I would be more for the Philadelphia Eagles than I will ever be for the Philadelphia Phillies. I'm a Braves fan, so the Phillies can beat fucking feet, dude.
My
Get them
dad
out
has
of here.
my
Bryce
dad has had
Harper, punk
season
ass.
Eagles
Get them
tickets.
out.
I'm saying my dad's had season Eagles tickets in his name for like over 60 years now, I think.
Damn.
50. I don't know. It's a long ass time.
I will say that as long as it ain't the Dallas Cowboys, man, I don't care.
Oh hell no. Nobody's. No, we can't do that.
All right, man.
Sorry, getting off topic again.
No, you're good, dude. Hey,
It's all right. I throw it in there at least once an episode.
You should. Honestly, if you listen to any of our podcasts, we never stay on topic. I mean, you know me. I talk all the time.
Oh.
There's no staying on topic.
I didn't. Yeah, well, if you quiet for 10 seconds, something's wrong.
Yeah, boy. All right. What is your biggest challenge you're facing this season compared to last year? Like your bags, your travel, the competition, etc.
The game's changing. Like I said, I touched on earlier. I'm more of a bag runner, and that's not the game anymore. You know, because you can't just run bags because everybody can do it now. So I did switch back to SIVA cornhole this year. You know, Brooks and BJ are some of my great friends. My elite partner, Caleb Ward, he actually works for SIVA, so clearly, you know, we're all in on SIVA. Coming into a little bit of different hybrid carpet that we're throwing that no one else really has. Came off of Power Dragon from Dragon Bags type bag last year. The bag's reacting a little bit different for me, so I'm still trying to learn them, figure them out. It's not a one weekend type deal,
Sure.
and it takes a while. I've had to make some changes to my shots, to my release, really to my entire throw. Still going back between stepping, non-stepping, short step, trying to figure out what's working. Um, Now, like I said, I was overall happy with my numbers for the most part over yesterday, and I probably threw all three different styles.
Right.
Stepping, not stepping, it's just who I am, but um, it'll come. I'm not where I want to be yet this year, but it'll come. It's still early.
Yeah. No, it's still way early in the season for sure. What about your travel? What about the competition, man? What's
I haven't really traveled yet. Busy fall, so we had some things going on locally. I think. I don't think. I know we're going to Myrtle Beach Open for January 1st for New Year weekend. Um, I know I'm going to Florida. It's that April, and of course I got the UK trips on the Europe trips circled on the calendar. Um, so far that's all I know I'm doing for sure. But I just gotta get on the grind and
for
get
sure,
back in here and get on the practice like Killian's been doing here lately.
dude? Yeah, we're gonna get to your boy in a minute for sure, because that dude. I mean, goodness gracious, that dude never sat down the whole time we were in Croatia.
Yeah, nothing's changed.
But hey, man, there you go. What a let's see. Okay, so before we get into Killian, what like you went to Open number 5, man. What was your thought process when you're watching uh Cash play, Graham, and you're watching these matches that these kids are just dominating. I mean, Jackson winning the whole thing. I mean, is it something that we're just going to start seeing all the time now, or do you think it'll still for the foreseeable future? Will it still be a equal amount, even maybe a little bit more of the older, more experienced players playing better?
One thing I've always kind of touched on, even before it was like the kids coming up type thing, is you gotta really look at a lot of players. A lot of players that are there at the end don't use the aiming fluid that a lot of us choose to use to play,
Sure.
um, and clearly that's going to affect your mental and physical uh, fatigue, if you will,
Yeah.
down the line. Uh,
Yep.
Somebody like a Cash Sheamus who's 9 years old to throw 1,000 bags over the weekend, as little as he is, like his dad said, it takes a lot of energy for that little kid to chunk a bag down there over and over and over and over again. Uh, I don't know how they're doing it. I'm not really sure. It's crazy. I get fatigued at the end of the night, and
I
I'm
mean,
old.
I see someone like Jackson Gore. I mean, he's a fairly big kid. So the difference between him and Cash, though, and I can 100% see that. I mean, Cash ain't but what he's about as tall as a board if he stood it upright, man. And he's just winging them bags down there. I got to imagine that it does take its toll on him. And then I think, you know, uh, there's something to be said about adults and having life experience and being able to deal with adversity. Because I've watched these kids and they'll have a bad shot and it looks like it's just beating them down, man. They're just like, oh my God, what do I do next? I mean, I watched, I think it might have been Open number 4 though, with like Dupler. And I watched him make a couple bad shots, like throughout the whole, any match I watched, like maybe 2 or 3 like bad shots throughout the whole weekend. And every time, man, it was just, it looked like I felt bad for the kid because I thought he is so hard on himself right now.
And that's okay. I mean, you can be hard on yourself, but a lot of times the ones with the it factor, they bounce back. They can beat themselves up mentally for a minute, but then they get right back on there and keep doing it.
Sure.
They gotta have that short term memory right there. And that's where the ones that are really going to the end and making the big runs, that's where they're excelling right now. They're giving it to themselves so they get better, but and don't forget, but they move on and don't let it affect them the rest of the game or day or weekend or whatever the case may be.
Right. Okay, so we were talking. We used the comparison for baseball earlier, so that brings us to teams. So you're on the what's that? It's like the minor league teams, right?
Yep, I actually play and manage the Chesapeake Cutters. So we're the minor league team or affiliate of the Virginia Cutters, which is
Right.
the pro team. So we have a roster of 14 players. Basically opens 2 through 12. We can go compete, and 6 we play 3 doubles games, and it's the best 2 out of 3 per match. And then of course we go into a single elimination bracket after rounders, 4 games of rounders. We play to a winner. So basically at the end of the season they're gonna take, I think there's 32 teams. They take the top half and play for a world championship, and the bottom half play for like a second tier championship, if you will.
Right.
Um,
So they do mix for tournament purposes. They mix the pro teams and the minor league teams.
no, we are separate from the
Oh, you
actual
are
pro
completely
teams.
separate.
Yeah, we have the elite players. Is this elite, and or we can bring in advanced players as well. But elite players have the opportunity to get called up to their affiliate pro team at any given
Right.
time. So I could be called up to Virginia Cutters if they were to need me for a tournament, either one tournament or the whole season.
Sure.
I
And
did
it,
have that opportunity last year, but I wasn't planning on traveling to that tournament, so I didn't. I actually declined it. But
so, but it's still the format's the same. So just 3 matches of doubles against
yep,
against another team, right? Best 2 out of
correct,
3, and then
correct.
it throughout the whole bracket.
Correct. Yeah, we
Okay.
do 4 rounds of rounders. Best 2 out of 3. Then it goes based on those results seed into the single limb bracket
Okay.
every open.
Awesome. All right. All right. Well, hey, let's talk about your boy Killian. So my like let's see, where did I have that written down? First of all, because as you know, you got to meet my daughter in Croatia, and she did not want to play. She was having no part of it, but I was like, no, come on, just play doubles with me. And her first thing was, I'm not any good. We're not going to win. And I said, Maddie, it doesn't matter. And I would never change any of it, man. I made the best memories that weekend playing in that tournament with her, watching her get points or whatever. Like it was so fun and fantastic. So like, how do you feel about like getting to play with Killian? Because I know you posted the other day, y'all were in one of your local tournaments or whatever, and y'all won.
Yeah, that's fun. If I remember correctly, I had the opportunity to actually we won his first game ever together in a blind draw. We won our first tournament together in a blind draw, so that's always fun. But watching him play is almost more fun for me now than myself playing to an extent. Now I got some feedback. Sorry. Um, the watching his growth because he's only been playing since really May. Um, and I was looking at numbers. To watch him, back in May throwing deca rounds of 3.8, 4.5, which basically relates to a PPR of that much. Now
Sure.
he in his first game of singles yesterday he threw a 9.45.
Yeah.
Which, if you look at that, he threw way out of his competition level, but that's how much improvement he's gained, that quickly.
That's
So
amazing.
it's fun. And it started with we were getting ready to go to Sweden. He had broken his toe, so he was in a boot. Had to cancel all the ski trips, and for the winter, he's kind of bored looking for something to do. And I told him, if you practice before we go, I'll let you play. And the kid picked up a bag, and he was kind of hit and miss on wanting, kind of getting into the sport. And he picked up the bag, and he started throwing like 2,000 bags a day. And again, the indoor facility, definitely helps with that.
Sure.
But he really hasn't stopped doing it ever since.
No,
So
I
he went
know.
out. So he went out and won his first regional he ever played in. He's taking some growing pains. He's taking some big hits, some big losses, but he's bounced back and not complained, and he's continued to grow. I love it. I love seeing it. And hopefully, if he stays on the pace, me and him will be teammates next year together.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. I know, like I said, I got to meet him in Croatia, and I mean, I threw a lot of bags with him. I did because
Yep.
he never quit throwing. When I say he never sat down, that's no lie. Like you look over, me, you, and Mike are getting beers. You look over, and Killian's still over there just chucking bags. No one even near him. He's just got his ear pods in, and he's just throwing bags.
Yeah, we forced him to sit down a little bit more now. I think he got a little tired at the end of the night last night. He was actually literally the last game in the building playing. He ended up second in both singles and doubles yesterday, but I think a little fatigue got him, so he started getting a little over aggressive. He went from uber conservative to starting to get a little over aggressive at times. Sometimes it works out. As we all know, being aggressive doesn't always work out. But it's we're forcing him to take more breaks. He's got a big group of fans now here locally. A bunch of us that play together. We all kind of travel and support each other, so it's fun to have that little fan base.
That's good, man. The other thing I wanted to touch on with Killian, like, because as we were watching, Cash's matches in Open number 5, right? And obviously, we know this because he was on the live feed. But you could see he's always looking over at his dad. Do you feel like you kind of coach Killian from the sidelines, or does he ever look over and try to get your attention and advice on what he should do, or does he just say, "You know what, I got this"?
He's hit and miss. I've always been the kind of player or even spectator that if I see somebody doing something wrong, I'll try to help him point it out. Sometimes he wants it. Sometimes it aggravates the crap out of him.
Sure.
He was playing well. I noticed in one game
That's
he was
probably
rushing.
more because you're his dad rather than just getting help.
Yeah. He was rushing yesterday in a game. I mean, what really frustrates me is I watch him throw, and he throws identical to me. Everything I do, he does, and he's even got my bad habits too. So I was like, "Hey man, slow down." He's like, "Can you go away somewhere?" I was like, "Okay, I'll sit back, give you a moment." And
Yeah.
he did slow down, even though he didn't necessarily want to hear it, and he won the game. But
Good.
so it's a hit and miss for him, give and take. So he's at the age where he thinks he knows everything.
Yeah. No, I've got 2 of them, man. I know. Graham, yours will get there. Don't worry.
I'm not looking forward to that.
It's fun, and I never pushed this on him. He kind of picked it up by himself, and now he's all in on it. So that's what I enjoy, that we get something we can do together.
No, that's amazing. Yeah, I look forward to him coming over. I mean, because actually, in Croatia, I got to play with him because we played teams together, and it was a lot of fun, man. I'm not sure he enjoyed playing with me because by the time our team's event rolled around, man, I was a few beers deep.
We have fun for sure when we're there. I mean,
but no, I really enjoyed playing with him, and I would 100% play with him again for sure. He's just a good kid. He's super quiet. He's not a man of many words, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, he's got something to say. He'll say it, but outside of that, he's kind of keeps to himself.
You got him there. We gonna get him on.
Killian, you close?
All right. So while we're looking to get him on there, my other thing is, and this is just kind of just open. I think I've pretty much covered everything. Hey, Killian, what's up, bud?
Hey.
Is there anything in particular you want to talk about, Denny?
Not really. I mean, I appreciate the support. I support you guys as well. I got you on my jersey.
Let me see.
Got you guys on the jersey there.
Oh yeah, our berry baggers.
Absolutely.
Yes, boy.
Yeah, so I appreciate the support and try to give it back. You guys are doing good things, and it's not all about the numbers and the wins and the losses. It's about the camaraderie and the friendship, and that's why I travel and like to see you guys and have fun. That's more important. That's more important than anything else.
Well, we appreciate it too, bud. All right, Killian. Congratulations on your 2 second place finishes yesterday, bud.
Thanks.
How'd you feel, man?
Good.
Good. That's it.
Nah.
You're getting there, aren't you?
Yeah.
I think he was a
Still
little
throwing a lot of
frustrated he
bad?
didn't finish, but he had a good showing.
Good. I look forward to seeing you when you come back over, man. We'll throw some more bags together for sure.
All right.
All right, man. Killian, you're going first. We call this the Deca round. It's 10 rapid fire questions, all cornhole related. Just bang them on out, bud. Graham this is where Graham shines.
This is where I actually speak now.
And you best believe everybody's going to give me a hard time because I've pretty much talked this whole episode. That's all I'll hear about in February.
Well, we know each other, so it's kind of
It makes it
set
easier.
up that way.
Yeah. All right, Killian, you ready?
Mm.
Let's go.
How do you get in? How do you get into cornhole?
Well, Dad play in Europe, and I started throwing a bit. I liked it, so I started throwing.
Yep.
How long you been playing?
6 months.
That's so crazy.
It's not fair, is it?
I mean, hey, he was only about 3 months deep when he kicked my ass in Croatia. So
Yeah, that's what practice does for you. You got to practice. You got to decide what you want in the sport.
for sure.
Practice. Cornhole goals.
Make it higher and do better and take time a bit more. Win.
Junior pro.
Yeah.
All right.
Your cornhole highlight so far.
Win my first regional.
100%. I can. Yep.
Your favourite shot?
The open and wristband. I got
Favorite shot.
Huh?
Favorite shot.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Okay.
But
Yeah, calm down, Dad.
it was game doubles with 3 bags on the side. I had to do something. I was gonna go for a short air meal, but I ended up going in and bought a full bag drag air meal.
Nice.
What bags do you use?
Tower dragons, dirty dragon.
You didn't get him over to Siva yet?
He has CO2. We have a massive collection of bags.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Your favourite player?
Probably my dad's son.
Wow.
Devin Harbaugh.
That.
You can say someone else if you need to.
I said Devin Harbaugh. Yeah.
He said maybe Devin Harbaugh.
All right.
Your dream cornhole partner?
Probably my dad.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout.
Your favourite thing about cornhole?
Sport. Competition.
I can dig it.
Yeah. And if you had to have a walkout song, what would it be?
We were wacky.
I like it.
Okay, yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on and thanks for doing your deck around.
Yep.
Thank
Don't
you.
worry. Hey,
Yeah.
we're gonna get you. We're gonna get you on the podcast again, man.
All
When
right.
you guys come to the UK, we're gonna get you on live.
All right.
Oh,
Cool,
good.
bud. See you, Killian.
See you, mate.
Yeah.
All right, Denny. It's your turn now, bud.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
How'd you get into cornhole?
Probably like a lot of people, backyard game, buddies cookout one time. I grew up bowling, so it was kind of natural. Basically, immediately fell in love with it.
And how long you been playing?
Off and on for over 10 years, pretty competitively for the last 5+.
And your goals?
What day is it? They changed drastically. I'm not 100% sure anymore. I'll see how the rest of the season goes. it's kind of my all-in shot. Either I make pro or I go back to not being a regular advanced player.
And your cornhole highlights so far?
The numerous European Open wins I have. Well, I should say World Opens because I got Australia as well.
Yeah, are you the most? With that being said, are you the most decorated U.S. player in Europe? Or
Sean Farrell. Sean's got me.
Does he? Does he have you now?
He's got me by 1 or 2. We are both definitely the most traveled players in the world.
Yeah. Did he? Oh, because I think he got ahead of you when he came to the UK one.
Yeah, he won UK and he won Norway. I didn't go either.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But I did win teams in Croatia and we won. We're undefeated in Europe, so together as a team.
Your favorite shot?
Airmail.
Easy. Bikes you use?
Stephen Nighthawks is the go-to.
Yeah. Your favorite player?
I'm gonna have to go back with Killian at this point.
I can dig it.
Your dream cornhole partner?
It's gonna have to be Killian again. I mean, I've had the opportunity to play with Devin Harballs and Tony Smith. And one, I guess I could go back one question. Say Berkeley Perry is one of my top favorite players too, because we have a good connection. He's actually one of my. I can always count on him when I'm in the slump to help me get out of it and kind of coach me. So,
Your favorite thing about cornhole?
definitely the camaraderie, meeting new people, growing the game.
And what would your walkout song be? I don't know, definitely some kind of 90s alternative music. Yeah, none of this recent garbage that the kids play now.
No. I have alternative on the head when I do use the headphones. It's usually loud and like a Pearl Jam or Sublime or something.
Yeah.
I think that's what I need to change the last question too, to be fair. Like if you play with headphones in, what type of music do you listen to? I think that's what it needs to be changed to, really.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Denny.
Absolutely. Thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah. Much
it.
appreciated.
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys. It's good to see you guys continue to grow the game.
We're trying, man.
Yeah, we do what little we can. It's nothing compared to what you've done so far over here in Europe, but we're trying.
I would like to get out there more. I'm going to see if I can get at least a fourth trip. So far, we've been playing in Europe. This will be the 4th year. I think year 1 I went once, year 2 times, year 3 3 times. So I mean, I have to keep it going.
Yeah, for sure.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
So what did you say? You said you're shooting for the UK.
UK, and we'll stay over and take the kids to see Ireland, and then go to Finland, and then come back for the European Open in Croatia.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I like that because, like I said, I'm trying to go to Finland too, so I may get the luxury of playing in back-to-back tournaments with you guys, or at least
hanging out 2 weeks, I believe. I figure if we're gonna go, it's easier to go and stay than keep going back and forth.
Yeah, no, I know. You're gonna try to drag Mike out to a few this year.
He promised one, but we'll see.
Well, if he's got a promise in him, man, make him come to the Croatian one. I think that'll be the one to go to.
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't actually made a European Open final, whatever you guys call it, but so I'm very much looking forward to that one. And I did love Croatia.
Actually, we were talking about this earlier because I just quickly because I told you I give you and Sean your props, man. Because you guys come over, you hang out, you interact with everybody, you play, you talk, you and all these things. Now, last year in Paris, I think, and it's not taking anything away from Team USA this year. It's not. But last year, the guys that came over, and I know like Jimmy Humans wasn't on Team USA, but he did interact and hang out with him, and Brady Foster hung out, and Frank Modlin, you know him. He's always out talking to somebody. Tony Smith and Hunter and all them guys, and they were great and did all this. The one thing that USA kind of let me down in this year in Germany, I thought I get it. They're tired. They're traveling. They're playing a lot. There's a lot on them. The expectations. They've had a long season and all that. But the one thing I would have had on criticizing, and this is, I think, why now we say you and Sean are like one of us over here now because y'all come so much, is they played in all their specific events that they were supposed to play in. But the one event they didn't play in that I wasn't a big fan of is they didn't play in the blind draw. And I don't know, because for me, I think playing in that blind draw gives these guys over here in Europe an opportunity that they'll never get otherwise to play with a pro. And that's, you and Sean and you guys, and even Mike. I mean, Mike's a really good player as well. And, you guys come over and y'all are playing in the blind draws so that somebody gets an opportunity to play with the caliber of person that we're all striving to be. So I was kind of disappointed in that. And I get it. They were tired and,
I've actually had this conversation with some players of that caliber. Some of them basically they're like, we're over here for a very limited time. It's kind of our vacation as well, so we have to pick and choose when we can get out and see sites, and
sure.
that's their go-to is that's the opportunity. That's one of the opportunities they have to go see something
And
because
that
they're
makes
not
sense.
obligated to play. I get on the back end, maybe playing a blind draw here at home is not as big a deal, but yeah, you could travel that far, and some of these people admire the crap out of you. They wouldn't have the opportunity to play with or against you. It's a big time, big moment for them that not everybody takes into account.
Yeah, and I understand the aspect of being able to travel and see some of the sites and all that, but it was just, I don't know. I think because it was kind of in the middle of the day where they were going to be playing and be in the building anyway, they just didn't come back for that part. And I don't fault them. It's not like I'm like, oh my God, you should have done this. I just think that it was kind of on my standpoint of an outsider looking into it and being fortunate enough to hang out with all the Americans last year in Paris, you and Mike and Sean on a regular basis when you guys are in town, that I think like some of these guys would have really appreciated it, especially the caliber of the event it was, and it was now how much it's grown. I mean, there was tons of people there.
No, absolutely, and I've seen it. I enjoy it. I'm there to play. That's what I go for. So I'm playing everything I can, and I see the excitement on people's faces when they get that top tier player. So I get 100%. I wish I had any kind of input or say so to get them to stay and play, but each
Sure.
person can make their own choice at the end of the day. And
yeah, I just say, like I said, man, some of these guys, I play all the daggum time. My one chance of winning anything is probably getting paired up with one of you guys. I might get a chance of winning something. Otherwise, probably not happening.
Still exciting when we get paired up with Devin Harbaughs and all those good players here too. So
exactly. So yeah. All right, man. Well, appreciate you coming on.
Absolutely, gentlemen. Again, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. Can't wait to see you guys again.
Now, just that we are going to get you back on here because I'm going to need when we're at these events, like when we're in Finland, I may need you to come on and help me do a podcast, and we'll get Graham on, and we'll all three just sit there and do it.
All right. Tell you what, next time you do it, I'll have a jersey there for you to wear to do it.
All right, man. All right, bud. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming on. Cheers, Danny.
Thanks. Bye.
All right, man. It's exciting.
Yeah.
That was well
good.
That was well good getting Denny on, man. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
I know you guys haven't been fortunate enough to get to meet him yet, but you will. He really is.
By the sounds of it, UK and Croatia. Finland's not on my list for next season, but get to hang out a couple tournaments, so it'll be good.
Yeah. Like I said, he really is just a down to earth, just a real good guy. His whole family is. I was fortunate enough to meet his wife and daughter, and obviously his son. I think his sister-in-law was there as well. But yeah, just real good people, and he really is. It's no lie. I mean, he really is just trying to grow the sport. And when he says he enjoys coming over and hanging out with everybody, that's an accurate statement, man. That's a real true statement. Because before I met him in the Netherlands, Matt Richardson had already told me about him because he had met him, I think, the year before in like Switzerland. And he was like, no, man, they're just good dudes. They're just fun to be around and hang out with, and they're good players. And that was for sure. So when when we talked about getting guests on here and trying to get someone from the States to come on, I reached out to him because I knew that he would be all for it. So I think it was fun to get a little bit of a perspective of, where we're trying to get the level of competition, especially here in the UK, so these guys can see that, hey, man, you got to put in some time, and everywhere's a struggle, man.
It's from 6 months.
Yeah,
but it's the practice.
It is. I mean, like you said, he was throwing 2,000 bags a day. I would love to do that. I'd love
the chance to throw 200 bags a week. Never mind 2,000 a day.
But I would love to have it. I wish I could walk out in my back garden right now and have an indoor facility where I could just throw. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if that was a possibility, we would be doing this podcast as I was throwing bags.
If that was a possibility, I'd have probably driven down to your house.
Relocation time.
Yeah. So if my boss is watching, this is my resignation. I'm moving.
All right, bud. So this takes us into, I guess my club's got practice tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Practice.
Featherstone Flyers Wednesday. I think most others have finished for the Christmas break. Yeah. So no, there's no Manchester this week. No Newcastle. No Solent. I don't know about Cumbria Cornhole up there. I'm not sure, but they're normally on a Friday. So if they are, check their socials to find out. I think that's it.
So that takes us into Christmas, man.
Yeah.
So we said a couple weeks time we'll come back on.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, as we've discussed, we do have another guest that we're trying to get on and trying to work out times that work for everybody. So, as we discussed earlier too, we might have a bonus episode over the Christmas holiday.
Potential Christmas special. We never know.
Maybe.
If not,
I'm trying to work it out right now. I'm in the works on it right now, trying to work it out with this particular person.
But if this is the last one of 2024, I think we've ended on a good year on a good note there. Getting
for sure
our biggest guest to date there in Denny.
Absolutely. And it's been a great ride this year, man. I'm glad that you brought me on board to do this. It's been a good highlight of my year, and I've really enjoyed it, man. And I look forward to the new year, and if we can try to grow a little bigger, even get a little better of a setup, start being a little more professional, not in what we talk about, but in our setup and in the visual effects of it.
But we'll never be more professional in what we talk about.
No. But the visuals and the sound could be better.
But we'll get there.
And in the new year, as we both have talked to this other person, we know we have someone that wants to come in and help us with sound and video editing and to get on board and kind of be our tech person behind it. So that's going to be fun. And once we get the details of that worked out, we can announce that and bring that person on as well.
Definitely going to be on the up.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. All right, bud.
Guess catch you later, and hope you have a good Christmas.
You too, bud. Enjoyed time with them kids, man.
Yeah, making a mess. Can't wait.
Oh,
Toys everywhere.
I miss them days, man.
Yeah.
Now my kids just want really expensive things, dude.
Yeah.
So, all right, bud.
Catch you later.
See you, bud.
Peace. See you later. Bye.